Hello and welcome to the Killer Bits.
I hope you're over your Christmas hangovers by now, because it's time to prepare for the New Year's hangover!
Excellent. I love drink.
Yeah?
It's all I do. To forget.
To forget.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of regrets.
Yeah?
Like this show.
This particular...
Yeah. But what a year it's been
year
to forget.
Has had so many things going on. Like, right at the start, we had the biggest online community that's ever formed from a single game that came out almost 20 years ago. Twitch plays Pokemon.
Twitch plays Pokemon.
Nothing has been bigger than Twitch plays Pokemon.
Wow.
Several thousands of people controlling one character walking into a wall countless millions of times.
It's really weird to me that that game is like 20.
It's a bit crazy.
Well, I mean, what, 1997 it came out here?
And today it was trending on the Twitter. Imagine saying Twitter back in 1997.
People would have been like, you're right, birds do make noise.
And then they'd check their pages.
Yeah.
Which I guess were old by then.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, no, people had phones. The internet was around.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on from then, we had the Bullshot season.
That's the word of the year.
Yeah.
Bullshot. A lot of games have looked nice before they were released because, guess what? Next-gen consoles, they look great, don't they?
Yeah.
Don't they?
Yeah, no, they sure did, and I was sure excited to play Dark Souls 2 with dynamic shadows and
you
like,
played the beta, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
It had everything going for it.
It sure did, and it ran fine.
Yeah?
And I have no idea what happened.
What happened? Well, I had the PC version straight off the bat.
Yeah, I know, and because of that you had an ENB. But
so beautiful.
Let's also not forget Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs looked amazing.
But it was so forgettable, I actually had to think about that.
How weird is that? That it was hyped for so long. It's like the next generation of games is Watch Dogs. And then it comes out, doesn't look a thing like it did in the Bullshots, and then it's just standard Ubisoft open map formula.
Well, speaking of years, and this is probably the weirdest possible segue into our next element of recap.
10 years?
World of Warcraft is 10
years
now. I was 16.
Computers
We were 16.
barely had more than a RAM.
1 RAM per customer. It was bizarre.
They run Warcraft all the time.
And like, I mean, obviously, sadly, we've also had like the death of Robin Williams this year, which, I mean, he's kind of a big gamey guy, isn't he? His daughter's called Zelda, and Blizzard immortalized him by making him a genie in a finite.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. It's
weird how this is a strange medium to remember him, but I just think it's great that there's some of him still living on, even outside of his film.
It's really sad, but at the same time, you know,
saddest thing of the year.
Good on them. Like, speaking of sad, well, I don't know if it's the saddest thing of the year, we've also had Gamergate.
Gamergate happened.
Which we're not going to talk about, but it did happen this year. That's 2014.
Yeah, it's, you know, if in the future you want to catalogue things that happened, it's there.
Yeah, exactly. And, well, I suppose really rounding it off as a big economics thing that happened, probably the biggest business deal of the
biggest deal that Microsoft has ever been involved in, probably.
Is when they bought Mojang. Well, they bought Minecraft from Mojang.
They bought Mojang and its properties.
Yeah, like Scrolls.
Yeah,
can't wait for them
we're going to get Scrolls on our Windows devices.
Yeah, I can't wait to play it on my watch.
All those Windows watches that they have to announce now that Apple and Android also have them.
I actually...
Next year we'll be having reviews of watch games.
No, we won't.
This will be great.
No, we won't.
I'll one-hand man them like that.
Please.
My watch has a light. You may notice on the channel we've been compiling our top games lists.
It's been really fucking hard work.
Yeah, there's a lot to choose from.
Yeah, no, this is our busy time.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe how good the like exclusive games have been this year.
Good year for
It's been a good year to be a Nintendo gamer.
Well done, Nintendo, with your exclusives. That's
it's so nice to be able to play both Smash Brothers'.
Yeah. Well, they are both exclusives, and
to their individual. Like, one is the only thing I play when I'm on the bus, and one is the only thing I play when I'm at home. So good job, Nintendo. You monopolize my time.
And how many Amiibos do you have?
None.
Because you have no money.
Oh. I mean,
get yourself that math before it runs out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I really want a Diddy Kong. Like, that's all I want. I didn't sign up for the scaremongering. Like, when you think about other like exclusives this year, I mean, we've had the PT demo, not Nintendo,
amazing
obviously,
exclusive,
because it's for people, not children.
And it's a demo, which was an exclusive and huge.
4 hours it took us, with the help of guides, just walking around Hideo Kojima's twisted fucking masterpiece, while Guillermo del Toro just sat in the corner like, yes, Hideo.
I was very happy with that being an exclusive to the console that I own, but very upset about Bayonetta 2, an amazing game on a console I don't own.
Oh god, it's lovely being me sometimes.
It's been the Wii U's year. Like, last year was just crap for that system.
What are you talking about? We had Sonic Lost World.
So it was
Sonic Lost Cause.
It was a lost cause of a console.
Yeah.
And this year the exclusives have saved it as predicted, I'm sure.
Well, this is exactly what Nintendo do. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what Nintendo have over other people. It's their exclusives. They have their trademarks. Like, have you seen the Zelda footage?
It looks
That's going to be Game of the Year next year.
well,
I'm straight up
hey,
saying
there's some
it.
PlayStation exclusives for next year as well.
Yeah, like what?
Uncharted 4.
It's just a hop, skip, and a enormous leap away.
Is Smite a PC exclusive?
Smite is a PC exclusive.
That's
It's
also-
exclusively Fran's bag.
I think for Fran, it's nominated.
Yeah, and in fact, it's kind of doubly Fran's thing.
Yeah.
Because it's also coming out on the console that she owns.
Yep.
So now all I need is for Dark Souls to come out in tattoo form, and we can all have our thing.
It is very weird seeing an exclusive go to the Xbox after being exclusive.
I was going to say,
After
it's kind of
Titanfall and Plants vs Zombies.
Dead Rising.
Dead Rising. Oh my gosh! Xbox One, hold on to these games.
I can't wait for Sunset Overdrive to be released on phone.
Yes, on Microsoft Watch. 2015, it'll happen.
It's not fucking happening. But yeah. Let's try and think about what the Xbox One's had that could be on the Game of the Year list. That was quick. Nah, Sunset Overdrive was really, really fun. It was kind of like a mashup of Jet Set Radio and other ideas other people had first.
I couldn't decide whether it was a third-person shooter or just an adventure.
I'll tell you what it was. It was a corporation's attempt at saying, like, wow, aren't corporations bad? It was so ironic, but at the same time, like, so much fun.
Well designed.
So, good job, guys. You didn't make our nominations list, but you do exist.
What a fuck up.
Yeah.
I meant you.
Anyway, let's take a look at some of the other titles that came out this year.
well-
For example, Alien Isolation.
That was big. Huge multi-platform.
Couldn't honestly believe how good the game feel was, to
Yeah,
use a term that is reprehensible.
Well, if you put the virtual helmet on,
Well, the Oculus Shift.
it really helps.
It was
Good year for the Rift.
just completely brilliant. Yeah, no, amazing year for the Rift. I mean, Elite Dangerous launched this month, and that's an incredible title.
Yeah.
Once again, well,
it's
that's
still
not really a
good. It's still
multiplat.
good.
Yeah.
It's still being built.
Once again, I mean, like another couple of exclusives like Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze.
Tropical Freeze, great game.
We've also had Shadows of Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor came out. I haven't had time to play that yet.
It's really good. It's like
I've
if
seen it.
Assassin's Creed and Arkham Asylum had a baby in Middle-earth.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, right?
Why aren't I playing that right now? Sorry, folks.
Yeah, because we got shit to do.
Oh yeah, shit to do.
Yeah, you got to be here contractually.
Can we include remakes and remasters as games of the year?
Yes.
Because GTA 5 did a fantastic job updating. The first person mode feels amazing.
It does. It does. Like the first thing you see is a cat, and then the first thing you obviously want to do is kick the cat.
Yeah,
And there is a button to kick the cat.
yeah. The Last of Us remastered.
My girlfriend didn't speak to me for like half an hour.
Last of Us Remastered came out this year as well, and console exclusive again.
They're still not new games though, are they?
Well, we could put a remake into the new games category. Oddworld. It's obviously new and tasty.
That was really new and tasty.
basically a whole new game.
It's as next gen as you like.
But it's the same game from 20 years ago. Really start of the year, we had that great former THQ game, South Park Stick of Truth.
Oh my god.
I loved it, but it
It
didn't
was
make
so
my list because
There once was a maiden from Stoneberry Hollow.
it was a great example of everything right in a generic RPG
And
with perfect writing.
To be fair, even though it didn't get onto the list, it's still award winning.
Yeah, well
Trey Parker.
done, Trey
yeah.
Parker.
Well done, Trey.
I'm glad he was at the show as well.
Yeah, he's just such a great guy.
Yeah, Infamous Second Son.
That was not
had a
that.
sequel DLC.
Oh, First Light.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, about the girl with the neon powers. It's actually way better than Second Son. No, Second Son doesn't deserve to be on this list. Second Son is not a very good video game.
Speaking of not a very good video game, which also deserves to be on the list, Goat Simulator.
Goat Simulator is
Amazing. Broke the mold.
It's
How to Simulator.
it's good for what it is. Is it a good video
I still
game?
play it because there is nothing quite like it.
And there's what about Iron Bread?
No, played Iron Bread and disappointed, got bored, went back to Goat Simulator.
The idea of people going back to Goat Simulator is something I'll never be able to fathom.
The DLC keeps coming out, like updates.
Yeah,
they keep building more Goat Simulator. How could you not keep playing?
Yeah, it's almost like it's really easy to make.
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
Mario
Didn't
Kart.
make a list.
No.
It's probably the greatest racing game this year.
It's probably the greatest racing game of all time.
Sonic All-Stars Racing.
Oh, yeah,
Transform
yeah, yeah,
came
yeah.
out last year, and I still maintain it's a better game.
Well, you can maintain that it's a better game all you like, because Nintendo are maintaining their sales figures these years. What is Sega doing?
Sega are moving on.
Sorry, this is the old playground argument that we have between takes.
I can't believe they did Sonic Boom.
Stop, Peter.
We'll get into that later, I'm sure.
I'm sure we will.
We're doing good games for now.
So it has been an incredible year for cross-platform games. I mean, this is how we video games today. You have one or two like major players in the console market, and then they hinder the PC gamers for decades with their technological limitations.
And they're overpriced consoles, meaning we don't upgrade to anything newer.
Yeah, no, this last console generation has lasted for 9 years.
9 years.
And only in this one has Dark Souls 2 been out. Meaning that only this one has...
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, PC.
Yeah, well, who cares?
Master Race.
You say that, but I mean, look at Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
What a fucking game.
Well, yeah, it was great on every console, and it was almost better than the first game. I think it was better than the first game.
It was not better than the first game.
Die Hard
It did not have. It did not have the world design of the first game.
Oh, but it had a different world design that worked as effectively.
No, not as effectively. It was too sprawling.
It's
like
bigger.
It is bigger in that there is more of it.
Yeah.
But it's like with the size comes a lack of complexity. For example, like you look at like a mountain range, you're like, "Ooh, that's nice." If you have to model one mountain, then that mountain's going to be fucking crazy detailed.
Great mountain.
But if you have to model the whole thing, then it's going to look like Skyrim.
Oh.
No, it was alright. Like I don't know. Like Dark Souls 2 was just brilliant, like a 10 out of 10 game. But Dark Souls 1 is also 10 out of 10.
Probably 11 out of 10.
Probably. For me.
10 out of 10 for me this year. Far Cry 4.
Holy shit.
Cannot stop playing.
It was like going on like a resort holiday, but with a Kalashnikov.
You can kill people.
People and badgers.
And
yeah, I was going to say, I saw an eagle flying along, and it wasn't until I saw your review that I realised that they were dangerous, and I shot it.
I killed a rhino. One of the beautiful creatures.
I killed a man with a trident.
And I loved it! It was amazing. I literally cannot stop playing.
You know what Far Cry 4 taught me that I didn't know about myself?
What?
I longed to ride an elephant in the battle. Like, I
Thank
didn't
you,
understand.
Ubisoft. It's the best thing you did this year.
Also, if elephants are that hardcore, why is the ivory trap so hard? Like, I'm pretty sure you can't take them down. But no, they're like tanks.
Yeah.
Speaking of tanks and little tanks, this year also saw the release of Wolfenstein, Das New Order. It was the best.
It was so
Like,
much better than anticipated.
For me, like, I was expecting another Bethesda shooter, and following the release of Brink and the release of Rage...
Well, they're original IPs. They were
I'm aware that this is, like, the same BJ Blazkowicz that you have in the original, but, like, this is the same guy. This is the same, like, gorilla-faced lunatic from the 1991 first-person shooter ever. Well, like...
He's come back.
What the fuck, BJ? Like now there's Nazi dog machines, space.
Space happens.
Yeah, like everything about that game is crazy, and there's explosions and throwing knives and sex scenes and punching dogs.
And it feels so good. You said BJ's back and he's the big hulking hero. He feels like a big hulking hero.
It's not since Killzone 2 have I played an FPS where I felt that weighty.
Yeah.
And like, but he's not just weighty, he's also like, you can slide into cover. And you've got the laser Kraftwerk. And there's just so much about the game to love.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, also this year in AAA's we've had Skylanders Trap Team. For more click a button, there'll be a review. We have to move on for time. It's not just been about the AAA's though. There's also been a few amazing indie games.
A few. It's been a huge year for indies, but a few which have exploded onto the gaming scene like a fucking drug.
Well, FTL had Advanced Edition come out, which was amazing. And it's a Kickstarter saga, which brings us into the Banner Saga.
Another Kickstarter saga.
Then, like, to top off Kickstarter games, Shovel Knight.
Yeah, Shovel Knight.
Which is far from shovelware.
They promised, and they delivered.
Oh my god, what a game.
In spades.
It's like Dark Souls, DuckTales, Awoo,
Yeah.
Mega Man with crazy chiptune music, an amazing world.
Playability up to
it has
the
been,
yang.
yeah, like it's been one of my absolute, like it's not on my list.
It's coming out to the Vita.
Who cares? It's on Wii U.
I'm gonna play it on a better console.
Yeah, but everyone knows it was designed for Wii U and
Yeah,
there's
but
more content. And,
At least it's a portable console you can take
and you
around.
get 33% off if you bought the 3DS version. So yeah, I'd say that Shovel Knight is a Nintendo property. It's really not.
It's really not.
It's really not. But I mean, speaking of like two-dimensional Knight, okay,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've also had Nidhogg, the fighting
wow.
game of 2014.
Yeah, well, we love Smash Brothers and everything, but the fighting game,
Yeah.
Smash is a party game, party fighting, it's just a bit muddy in terms of where it reaches. Fighting game of the year,
Nidhogg. Like this is in a year where we've had Guilty Gear Xrd, admittedly not in this country, but you know we've got it.
It's this year.
Yeah, it's totally this year. And like Street Fighter 4 has just had Omega Mode come out, and yet still Nidhogg is the only game in which you can be eaten by a Norse god. Yeah.
And you can throw a sword in someone's head and then roll around.
At the speed of sound.
And you can rip their heart out, or whatever that animation
It's
is.
a spine,
I
because
can't
you get the
quite
spine
tell.
sword. There we go.
This man has played it
Yeah.
quite heavily.
We both have played it
both
quite
have.
heavily.
How do I have 8 hours on that one game on my Steam?
Because it's really, really good. I was going to say, I roughly have about the same amount, and when you think about it, it's a 2-button game about sword fighting.
Well done.
Yeah, well done. So I can't believe that it's nearly time to crown Game of the Year, but before we do, we have to remember that every single year there is a potato masquerading as a video game.
Well, we've had quite a few video games this year released that deserve to be crowned the potato of the year.
It's embarrassing
Yep.
for some companies. I mean, we've had EA jump in with Dungeon Keeper Mobile,
Can't believe that was...
turning a beloved franchise into a steaming pile.
Beloved franchises turned into steaming piles. How about the beloved film franchise Rambo?
I bought that game.
He bought that game. He bought Rambo.
I bought it for £40.
£40 release day.
From Console Connections in Truro, at the behest of a man called Tim. Hi, Tim.
It was so poor. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I honestly can't believe how little fun that was.
Some of you won't have heard of the game because they didn't have a huge release and it was very poor. If you're intrigued by it now that you've heard it on this channel, don't buy it.
Yeah, please, for the love of Christ.
We implore you.
Like, this isn't one of those games like Sonic 06, where it's like, haha, those Game Grump guys sure are funny, I'm gonna go and check this out. Don't fucking do it.
Do it. Don't give them money.
Okay, like this
Don't
is...
give them the fucking satisfaction.
Yeah, no, like, if I could go back in time and punch me in the face...
I do it yesterday.
Yeah. Hang on, what?
What?
But, like, well, I suppose, like, we've talked about Sonic 06, and we've talked about Sonic Ball,
Which is a great game.
and we've talked about exclusives, and we've talked about how good it is to be a
I know
Wii
where
U
this
owner.
is going.
All of these things have, like, they've conglomerated into
A boom
a boom.
of
A
Sonic.
Sonic boom.
I can't believe how bad this game is. The Sonic cycle was broken. We had generations. It was amazing. Colors was great.
Lost World was okay.
Lost World was okay. It
Yeah.
was the Mario style
Yeah,
Sonic game, and it worked.
It was okay.
very
It looked
good.
like Sonic Extreme.
Yeah, and so that's like 3 years, well, 4 years of Sonic games, which were great.
Well, consistently good.
Sonic Boom comes out.
Sonic Boom, I
Twice.
like. I like. Oh my god, Shattered Bullshit and
Shattered Bullshit.
and Rise of
Rise of
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Look, Sonic Boom, I'm not afraid to say,
Yeah,
is an easy target.
of course it is.
Like it's
Yes.
it's like they painted the side of a barn wall and then just like gave me a bucket of criticisms.
It is
like
now-
the story,
it is famously bad.
the writing.
Yeah, and it's so easy for a Sonic game to be famously bad now.
Hmm.
It's been set up for years.
The trouble is, like, the voice actors do a really good job, and like some of the cutscenes are genuinely funny.
Yeah.
And then you get into the gameplay,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
oh my god, it's like having an incurable illness.
It's hard to believe it was made possible
Uh,
with CryEngine.
yeah, achieved with CryEngine 3.
Oh my god.
You have achieved nothing.
Sorry. I think this is the potato of the year.
I'm really sorry to say it, Peter. I know that you love Sonic, and I'm putting my jugular here. For
Yeah.
You just slice.
You know what? I'm gonna sit back and you proclaim it to the world.
This year's Golden Plunger Award for worst video game made and released has gone to Sonic Boom. Congratulations, Big Red Button. You were
shit. Fuck off. Die in a hole.
Don't die.
No.
We need you to make Sonic Boom 2.
Oh.
So it's time.
Oh my gosh, it's time.
It's time.
It's here.
It's time to see what a couple of nerds think is the best game of the year on the internet. It's Smash Bros.
It's Smash Brothers. It was always gonna be Smash Brothers.
We've known it for months now.
We've been hyping it for so long. It came out and we were still hyping it. I'm still playing.
The thing is that it was just as good as we needed it to be.
Yeah, the handheld was a full console game in its own right, and then the console game was everything better than every Smash Brothers.
Like, what I love is that they released basically a demo with all of the content intact.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, hey, you know what would be really cool? This in HD. You want to make it even cooler?
Yeah.
Like custom battles and toys.
An 8-player, actually that's probably the weakest part.
Yeah, no, like if people like come over and they're just like, hey man, you want to play some 8-player? I'm like, fuck off.
It doesn't work.
I got things to be doing.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh no, I gotta go on to Palatena's temple.
Everyone has to die 3 times.
It takes so long.
It takes so long. And then it just ends up being a one-on-one in the end anyway.
Yeah, it's usually between like
done that.
You and the other best person, like the other person who's ever touched Smash.
That seems to be the only downside to the Game of the Year!
Yeah, Game of the Year!
Smash Brothers!
Smash Brothers!
Wii U?
Wii U.
Wii U.
But it's not the only winner out there. You too can be a winner, audience member.
You! Yes, you!
Yeah.
You take your hand out of those Cheetos and your trousers. You might be a winner.
How big must that single hand be? Pluralize, man. They're just there with the Cheetos and the... And the lucky winners will be receiving a copy of Transistor, Gods Will Be Watching, This War of Mine, The Wolf Among Us, Shovel Knight, Wasteland 2, FTL, and The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. You'll also get a Dark Souls 2 t-shirt, a Skylanders Trap Team figure, and Smite God codes for Ao Kuang and Nox. And what's more, our favourite answer will also get a Smite God pack, plus 1500 in game gems, and a bunch of Wolfenstein The New Order swag. And all you have to do is answer this simple question. Which 2 games from 2014 would you like to see mashed up into one horrible abomination, and why? Answers in the comments below please, and the deadline will be in the description. Sweet Jesus, that is a lot of swag.
That is a lot of swag.
You too can own Bushwhack.
My sides as well.
Brilliant.
I think I'll enter.
Brilliant, I can't believe that we've been sent that.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake. Anyway, 3 winners to choose and a plethora of ways to enter. It's going to be truly exciting. Anyway, if you are to be in with any chance whatsoever, then I recommend that, you know, you like the video, I guess.
Like the video and subscribe to the channel.
You're more than welcome to do either. You can also find us, The Kilobits, on Twitter at twitter.com/thekilobits and on Facebook at facebook.com/thekilobits.
Who'd have guessed?
1 a year, Peter.
And we will be here next year, giving you all of the games.
I'm always here next year.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure whoever wins these will be with us next year too. Like, wow.
These are expensive shit, man.
Have fun, guys.
Do you want to reshoot the whole episode without this stuff in the background?
Yeah. This wasn't the competition.
Yeah.
This is mine.
It's Payday 2.
This is mine.
The
You
heist.
have that one.
Bye, guys.
This is mine.
See you next year.
Ooh, postcards. Oh, they are.